Hey guys, TJ's still not here. Me and JJ, I guess, are gonna have to man the ship.
Crap. This is a bad time to admit I didn't watch shit.
Well, you did watch some of the things, and we can always talk about video games for a little bit.
What's anime? I'm not coming on.
You're not invited.
I'm wearing shorts. I don't get to come on.
You can come in. No one can see your calves from that camera angle.
But they might see my balls. These shorts are very ball laden.
There's no way your shorts are more ball laden than mine.
You have undershort pockets or something covering. I don't know.
My undies are actually coming out.
Oh, is that what those are?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, don't do that. Don't wear shorts shorter than your underwear. That doesn't make any sense. Just don't wear underwear.
Well, sometimes the shorts can be deceiving. I have a few shorts that are like that.
You did it on purpose. Don't lie to the people.
No, I didn't. I swear to God.
Oh my God, Sammy is invisible or a ghost. Hi, Jojo.
I'm dead, actually. I'm the one talking.
Oh no, he got the boogie cancer.
Yeah, I'm wearing an ice cream shirt or whatever that's supposed to be. I'm sick.
I think TJ called me. He did call me.
Oh no, what did he say?
I don't know. He hung up as quickly as he
down
called
the
me.
stairs. I'm downstairs.
I mean, I gave him like plenty of time. I gave him 30 minutes.
In his defense, those stairs are hard.
They are the steepest stairs in Austin, as far as I know.
Yeah. I would rather do the rocky stairs then.
Hold on, is Team Builder out? Oh shit.
Well, before, as we can always kill time, I know you're playing video games. What are you playing, JJ?
Hey Ash, what you playing? I have fallen back into the Fortnite hole. So I've been... Yes, actually, because now there's cacti that give you shields, so I just smack them around a tad. Just smacking cacti fruit. No, but I hadn't played it in a while. I hadn't played it since, like, April.
Yeah.
And then my brother asked me to play with him, and I was like, sure. You want to get Magneto? And I was like, Magneto's in this?
Yeah, Key talks about it all the time, how you can get different characters, turtles.
Yeah.
I
have the turtles.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had to buy them.
There was a period, and this was way back when, but I think it was when episode 9 was coming out. I suck at the game. You play no build, is what I learned.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was an option.
No
when
build
I was playing.
is best build.
I don't know if that was an option when I was playing in 2019. I had just
Probably
gotten
not.
a new system. It was my PS4. Serenity, wanted to give you a thanks because I have not been on this. I've been on Patreon, but I have not been on the normal show except for one this summer. And thank you, Serenity, for the headphones. I actually just used them today. They're one of the best gifts. For y'all that don't know, I put up a little bit of a wish list on our Discord. Yes, JJ, we have a Discord.
We have a Discord?
I could no-sold that. And Serenity was nice enough to get me a gift. And with a little cute message in it. I really appreciate it. Rakeen, is it just me or have V-Bucks gotten more expensive? I actually don't know.
No, at least not on the PlayStation Network. They still seem the same. Maybe... I do feel like they've jacked up the V-Buck prices for, like, skins. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like back in the day I got more, like, better skins, or more shit came with the skins for the V-Bucks I was throwing in there.
Yeah, all I got when I still played in that Explorer Johnny Quest outfit, and I found lightsabers. That was about it. That's all I found in 2019. And I was shit at killing everybody unless I got that lightsaber.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but, like, when I bought El Chapulín Colorado, I think he was 2,000 V-Bucks. Or no, he might have been 15, because he doesn't have, like, a reactive back bling, or, like, he doesn't come with a lot of the new bells and whistles that a lot of fancy skins do.
Bro, you are straight up coming in here with PJs. I felt bad. I don't know who I feel worse for now. The audience that had to wait a little bit extra, or you that are here in PJs.
Did you run up the stairs, bro?
I mean, define running. It's the stairs. I couldn't move any faster than what I did.
JJ actually made the joke that it was like Dio resetting you on the steps, and that's what.
Yeah, really, I was like, man, it was a whole because. So I was trying to text you, and my text was not going through.
Yeah, me calling you didn't go through the first 3 or 4 times either.
And I was like, what the fuck's happening? So I'm out here speeding. Because, like, I'm getting your text. So it's like, you here? I'm like, dog, I'm right here. I'm sprinting.
Sam's area is a little bit bad for service sometimes, honestly.
And then...
Yeah, a DoorDasher, like, stopped me as I was walking up, and he was like, hey, man, you know where building so-and-so is? I was like, nah, dog.
This place is a maze.
Yeah. He spoke Spanish, but it was like Dominican Spanish. It had like extra seasoning on it.
Extra letters just thrown in there for no reason.
A little extra fun. But then I was like, because, oh man, I feel so bad. My bad. I like was dead, conked. And I was like, all right, cool. I set my alarm, did the whole nine. I just got up at like 5 a.m. I don't know why. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a nap and bounce out, which I always do. But timing was just not on my side. And then Michaela came late, and it was a whole thing. So I was just like, fuck it, I got a jet over there.
I fell asleep too. But I told Zuzu, hey, wake me up at 7:30. And we both fell asleep.
Yeah, I just was like...
First time chatter, Jaden Feathers. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
And then, yeah, normally, like... And I think the other thing is, like, normally, like, I'm quick to, like if it's, like, if I get text, if it's something, I'm like, all right, cool. Because my phone was, like, dead zoned. Just nothing was working. I don't think my alarm was working. Just nothing was happening. So I was just in this, like, null and void of no communication for the last fucking... I guess hour and no notifications for the last hour.
My phone has done that to me before, but like only for like an hour. My shit's dry as fuck. So like if I didn't check it because I was messaging someone, I'd have been like, wait. I wouldn't have noticed till like the next day.
That's what I felt like. Cause like again, like usually I'm like cool. I'm like not saying I was on time, but I'm like an 820 type of 820, 825, 830. You know, this is Tommy time right now. So I'm like, but like, I was mad because I was like, fuck, like no, like, and really what got me was this Michaela coming in. She was like, hey, I was like, fuck, because my intruder senses were tingling. I'm like, who?
You're about to start attacking Michaela.
I was like, who's in my home? But yeah, what y'all covered? Yeah, y'all, what y'all do so far?
We were literally just talking about Fortnite. That's the only thing that you've missed.
Well, don't worry. I'm gonna make sure to make up with you with quality, not necessarily quantity, but quality today.
Can someone get Sammy get TJ a glass of water?
I threw him out.
I'll be all right. Don't worry.
Bad D is supposed to hang out tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, cool.
I feel so bad right now. I don't know if anyone besides Tommy has come so close to the show and napping kind of thing.
Well,
Well, if you
I don't
didn't
even know
live so
why I'm
fucking
this
far.
tired.
This is true.
Honestly, I don't even know why I'm this fucking tired. Like, it wasn't anything crazy.
I blame the Reese's Puffs.
Reese's Puffs.
You know, I did, like, because I got my Tokyo treat. So I, like, snacked a little more than I would normally. It may have been, like, the shit I ate, which wasn't even that crazy, but I don't fucking know. That type of shit can get you. But I just, like my body said,
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that you burn out when it's just kind of like you have an opinion on 4 shows, you've seen every movie, you're playing every video game. You are like, hey, here are 5 animes that you should watch before we do the show on Thursday. I'm like, TJ, when do you sleep? And then Sam will give you shit about that too.
Now, time out. Shut up. It's like, how about you let me live? All right? But
You are living on max, actually.
25. But I also, I'm here. I'm present. I watched all the things, so I'm all caught up. I was caught up even with the stuff you added in as well. So I was all caught up, which was not much. You just had the whole thing. And then
Well, me and JJ have had like this whole TV schedule where Monday was Smiling Friends until it ended. Wednesday was Acolyte. It just ended. Tomorrow's Boys. And then Friday, it just sort of fell into our laps, the Suicide Squad Isikai.
Yeah, we hit a day where we're like, we have nothing to do or watch.
well, I'm actually curious to see that. I'm curious to see y'all's opinion when we get there. But we always start with the gaming, and Fortnite is something, but I'm not going to talk about it because it's great.
I'm also playing Dad of Boy. I haven't played anything new.
Yeah.
I'm playing Dad of Boy.
God
God of War, for those that aren't familiar with
I've
the
been
name.
playing a lot of Balatro. Which is like a card roguelike, which is just poker, but spicy poker. But not like that type of spicy, like more like, hey, you have powers and it's poker. It's very interesting. But
Yeah, when you
like,
said spicy, oh, damn, I have to take my shirt off. All right.
no, that's just normal poker. But card and deck builders are an easy way to win me over. But Balatro is especially dangerous, and it is it's the type where it's like, I got 30 minutes, which means
Did you ever play any card games? Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh?
I have 900, almost 900 hours in Master Duel. I play a fuck ton of Yu-Gi-Oh. I play an unhealthy amount of Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't think this can be understated how much fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! I've played in my lifetime of Master Duel, really.
Yeah.
The card game, yeah, kind of, sort of, but like Master Duel came around, fucking...
I fell out of the card game as soon as they started doing synchro summon bullshit. I was like, I'm out.
You think that's bullshit? You know what's crazy? Yu-Gi-Oh! Hit this curve where it was so much nonsense that it's actually just an ecosystem of... Yeah, you can make anything work.
Yeah, no, like, the game is so fast now. Like, modern Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember when it...
Can you play Pot of Greed 6 times?
No, they restricted or banned that card. Restricted slash banned.
It is still banned.
Yeah.
Still banned. One of the longest banned cards out there.
It's too powerful.
It is, just because... So, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a game of, like... A lot of the times, not just first turn setups, but like, hey, if I have like if there's a card you want to use a lot, you can get real crafty with how you want to manipulate your board state. Now, but
Yeah.
but like, you know, they oftentimes talk about, oh man, they do so much, like they're doing so much. Da da da. I'm like, you want to know what my deck is? My deck is very like, I mean, I do a lot, but I'm not someone who does a lot of damage, right? Actually, my things just hit you, and all the damage we take, you take. That's how it works. I'm just one big fuck you. That's like, but not like a fuck you, you can't have fun and do your stuff. That's a different type of deck, but it's very interesting. So, yeah, I play a shit ton. To your point, I play a shit ton of Master Duel. And then Magic, I play when available. Like, I don't have a Magic cards in myself,
Yeah.
but I have a good friend who has a fuck ton. And he has, like, I'm talking a fuck ton, and I'm always happy to get to play with his different combinations of decks and whatnot.
I tried to get into Magic back in Eagle Pass, but it was played by, like, the older kids. And they were so fucking mean to me. Like, they were just assholes.
They were the angriest metalheads for sure.
Yeah, they were. Well, it wasn't that. They were like the gatekeeper, the stereotypical like gatekeeping nerd that's at the comic shop. That's
Yeah.
the kind of vibe that I got off of them, where like I was intruding in their space with 600 cards that I bought from a guy who was like, "Yeah, I don't play this shit anymore. You want them? Give me $10."
like, well, they just didn't want you to get involved in, economics before it was your time. The magic economy is a thing.
Another thing was that the guy that sold me the cards, he legit had like a very nice collection, and he just dumped them all on me out of spite because they were. The other guys wanted to buy them off of him. They had heard that he had a nice collection and that he was not playing anymore. And so they were like, hey, sell me the, fucking Black Lotus or whatever the fuck he had. He didn't have one of those, but I just know that's the expensivest card.
Yeah, JJ would have a Lambo.
Yeah. But he didn't like any of those guys, so he just never sold it to them. He just, like, hoarded them out of spite. And then when I told him, I had him for, like, biology or something. And I told him, yeah, I'm thinking about getting into Magic. And he's like, oh, hey, I got all these cards. Like, you want them? Just give me $10. Don't sell any of them to those other guys. Like, that was part of the trade. It's like, if I give these to you for $10, you can't trade or give any of them to them.
Pulled out like a fucking quill ink. Yeah. It's like sign on the dotted line contract disappeared when you said yes.
I'm kind of like that's one of the nerdums that I haven't got into, Magic the Gathering kind of thing.
Well, Jojira brought it up that like they're doing a Fortnite kind of where they're just inviting different universes into Magic, and they're like this close to getting me back because
they do I will give them, they do collabs like a motherfucker now.
Yeah, because I know there's an Optimus Prime card. And I really want that Optimus Prime card.
See, it seems like one of those things, JJ. You just step in there for a little bit, and the next thing you know...
and then, then I'm moist critical, just like playing...
How do you manage to stay off them streets and keep yourself distracted? Well, let me introduce you. Building new commander decks.
That's the other enticing thing about Magic. It has different formats. Like, you don't just play the standard, like... Yu-Gi-Oh! You can only play it one way. That's Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Magic, it's like, all right, are we playing Pioneer? Or are we playing, what's the... Commander? Modern? What's the other one that they say? Pauper. Pauper is like nothing but common cards. Which is interesting. Like,
how do they, like... discern that it's like, hey, that card's not common, and is it like a star ranking or something?
It'll say like the cards themselves actually have,
JJ is speaking Russian.
The cards have like a little emblem on it. It'll be bronze, silver, or gold, and I think they even say like next to the little emblem, common, uncommon, rare, legendary.
Dude, that's all that came out was the different modes. Creature, human rogue.
Yeah, hey, let me look at you.
Snooping, Newsy enters the battlefield. Well, I don't see it on here. Unless it's this little star ranking. But, I mean, I'm a noob, and I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to Magic. It's just kind of one of those things. Anything that involves money, it does feel like Magic is like real-life Yu-Gi-Oh! In the sense that... oh, this card was only made from 1991 to 1992, and it'll fuck everything that you own up. But I don't have time.
That's the Black Lotus, yeah.
I'm mad. I missed Magic the Gathering did Godzilla.
Yeah, they've done 2 crossovers, I think, with Godzilla. Because recently, like during COVID time, I think they did one again. But you can find the individual cards on websites.
I can find them right here.
Yeah. Cardkingdom.com is a popular one. You could go buy, like, for me, if I just want the Optimus or I just want the Godzilla, I'll just pay like the $5 or whatever they go for.
It's only $5.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 50. Or more. I have no idea what card values are. Optimus is on the cheaper end, like if I don't get a holographic one or anything.
Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hit the intro because I think we're going to move a little bit quick today.
Damn, I hope they got punched in their eardrums.
Like we did.
Yeah, like that's that type of. I didn't need that startle. I might need to go to a doctor.
Right now?
No, not now.
Well,
Like that sleep is different.
hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marcos. I will be the host here today. I will also be the person monitoring to make sure that TJ doesn't faint. Across from me, we have.
Oh, that's me. I'm JJ. I'm not dying actively. I don't think. Maybe.
I'm not either. I just was. I'm still tired. I'm sitting here like, why am I still tired?
Well, I thought since we talked about video games a little bit, you were playing Balatro. JJ is playing.
It sounds bougie. Like it's not. It's like $5. All right.
Well, dude, when I looked it up, it looked like Legend of Soltar 96. Like it's fine.
But
it had 6 different decks, and that was it.
yeah. Well, there's a lot. But I was like rolling the R and shit, making it sound like it's good.
JJ's playing Fortnite, trying to be Magneto.
Oh, I got Magneto.
Well, I try and be Magneto just in real life.
In the sense that you want to kill all the non-mutants, or in the sense that like you like wearing red?
And since that
Up to
I
a-
want to look that good when I'm 100 or however the hell old he is.
I was gonna say up to interpretation, but let's go with that one.
I am, because we're not, the MCU is moving really fast, and I really think that we're still 3 or 4 years away from an X-Men movie, because it's not on the slate yet. That Blade movie keeps getting pushed back further and further. But I just think that at this point, because we won't see that X-Men movie till like 2027, you can't be a Holocaust victim anymore, realistically, can it?
And, we gonna see how to be fair, the next couple of MCU projects I'll actually be in the theater for, so that'll be good. Been a minute since I've done one of that. I skipped out last year. Just didn't not go.
You were like the Marvels.
Oh, yeah, I actually saw that one.
I said Ant-Man. Ran away with that.
I didn't see that one in theaters, but I did.
Guardians 3.
Same.
Before that, what was it? Thor? No.
I think Thor was after, actually.
Yeah. Was Thor after?
No, Thor was slightly before Guardians, a little bit afterward, because I remember
Yeah.
Takao with TD being like, yeah, I don't know how I was going to separate Thor from the Guardians based on the way the Endgame ended, but I was just going to say, yeah, and then he left, and then just kept going.
Kind of like Thor solves your problems.
Thor I did see in theaters.
But so next week will be the first time that I'll be back foot on ground watching something, and the one after that they released a trailer for it, and I said, hey, I like that mildly.
Well, we're not here to specifically talk about it. I just thought it was an interesting segue, that it was just kind of like, me and Martin have had this discussion that Magneto should be either a civil rights kind of situation
100%.
or Vietnamese.
That'd be a cool the comic fans will have an actual aneurysm, but
They don't, as far as I know, those people that get mad, Jew's not one of their top 3 favorite people.
But as I've gotten older, and thanks to X-Men 97 to no small amount, Magneto is a superhero, so you have to get him right.
Well, we're also at this weird
Professor X
precipice
is wrong.
with
Right?
superheroes.
Professor X is wrong.
Sorry,
He's not wrong, but he's wrong.
I 90% liked X-Men 97. Like, my final grade is like an 8.5 or a 9 on it. It's really good. 2 moments I didn't like is one of them when Professor X sits everyone down in his mind palace and is like, all right, kids, we're going to school. And I'm like, all right, this is corny. This is too corny.
But that's what it's there for. That's what it's there for.
The other one was Cyclops trying to use Naruto, the guy that was on a genocidal rampage.
I mean,
We have to start now. And I'm like, no, you don't. That guy, you can kill that guy. He's fine.
He's not. He doesn't even belong here. Like he's a man away from his time.
I just,
Talk Nujutsu. We are the same. We are both.
We are the same.
like Peak Cyclops was just like in the middle. I think it was early on, middle of the show where he said, "Man, I'm trying to save y'all bitches. Y'all don't appreciate shit. Why you asking me about my kid? That's an awkward conversation. Aren't you here to talk about mutants? You aren't you here to talk about mutants?" Like he was getting pissed. I said, I like this Cyclops.
I was still dunking on him as we were watching it.
Oh my god.
I'm
When he was like,
not fully on board that this series redeemed Cyclops and made him cool. And I'm like, no.
No, okay, it's been like so they started off strong. They started off real strong. I said, "Motherfucker was smoothie," and then he just didn't get another episode. That was unfortunate. I mean, he was mind cheating and shit. I mean, he was not set up for success. He said, "Baby, I slept it. Y'all look the same."
I did think that
I
that
went
was
to the
pretty.
future. I saw our son. He looks an awful lot like Wolverine for some reason.
Also, yeah.
In this timeline, Wolverine now gets to sleep with Morph, and Cyclops gets 2 redheads.
Because what is it? Jean Grey was mad. She was like, "Hey, what you doing?" I'm like, "Did you just kiss the nigga like over there? Like, what you talking about here?" I said, "Yeah, there are 2 wrongs that don't make a right. Get off your high horse. You've been gone. Don't blame him. He's confused."
Well,
Nah, not time out, because now I'm frustrated. Because Cyclops does get a lot of hate from this series, and I'm out here, I'm not even a Cyclops apologetic, all right? Motherfucker was just doing his best, trying not to fuck up, and was very confused. No one talked to Cyclops about his feelings on the situation.
I feel like all we did was talk about Cyclops' feelings.
this is actually true.
Maybe I misinterpreted the show.
I was like,
Granted, I also didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it.
I do have a little bit of a disservice where I watched it backwards. Like episode 7 or 8 was the hook, and then I restarted it to watch it for the review that I didn't get to be a part of just because of scheduling conflicts. But I was like, you can totally see from episode 2, like Magneto is gaslighting and doing everything he can to be like, "Yeah, Rogue, you want to come over here to my side," kind of thing.
hell yeah. Okay, no, we're talking about Magneto. Magneto was right. Like I said, nigga was like, that
At the expense of Gambit, just being like, "Yeah, bro, I've loved this girl forever. That's cool."
Hey, yo, time out. There's 2
Gambit
routes.
doesn't know.
No. Hold up. Y'all blaming Magneto again. Irenaeus. Rogue could have been more honest. And she was too flippy floppy. Tell it was too late.
You were right.
Tell it was too late. Now check that girl. People ain't ready to call out Rogue because they had caught up at X-Men 97 because she's fine. That's a problem. And if I was in Magneto's shoes, he came back, saw that, and said, "Yeah, we can run it back. Run it back. Out here dancing dancing in the air and shit. What Gambit supposed to do?
So Gambit didn't set boundaries hard enough, is what it comes down to.
Okay, so talking about on the respect part of Gambit. Gambit said, "Hey, yo, look, make your pig," and then he saw that she said, "We good, we Gucci. Like I'm not mad at you. We homies, not mad at you." But nah, she was too flippy floppy. Out here, you ain't gonna disrespect me. Also, what you expect? She was gonna get Gambit afterward? No, motherfuckers. Like I would have been like, you were just magnetic dancing up there. What the fuck was I supposed to do? Sorry, I've
In her defense, I don't think she thought he was.
I actually-
die like 5 minutes later.
I was
make decisions.
No, you're right.
I actually do like that this show, on the relationship angle, is messy. They're like that's close to real life when you get a whole bunch of 15 to 25-year-old people that are super attractive. Like, I think everybody has abs, and that's an
And
X-Men.
their Holocaust survivor and granddad, or
Who also has abs.
oh yeah, the man literally lifts iron, man. That's literally his power.
I'm just saying, it's Love Island to an extent, and it always has been, even in the comics.
Now, do you believe it was clean?
She didn't have a relationship this entire series?
No, I said Jubilee was clean. Like I said, she can't. Like hers was in that.
She is the
positive.
most immature one.
You know, I think they came up as a curve, right?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, who was? I mean, Storm said no, like, you know, all firm and shit.
There was a part that made me laugh, though. It was just kind of like, Storm wouldn't have done that. Like, Jean Grey says that, and I was like, you can call her. She's not dead.
Bro. Storm leaves the crib, and they're like, shit. We don't know where she went. We don't know what's wrong. Like, and I mean, to a certain degree, like this, you gotta remember, 97. So cell phones were like, but like, I mean, because Storm was all dramatic. She was like, I gotta go. And I was like, you could leave a phone number. Like, emergencies. You've earned the right to a room. Like, it's not that big of a deal, but she was, you know, I understand internal crises.
She could have left an aim.
Teach? Like, that's still a school.
Like, she wasn't thinking that far. She felt, you know, and I mean, I feel it. Like, no, I don't, actually. How you, like, she just drove off. How you gonna get a check?
They don't know she went. No cell phone. She didn't know where she was going, Lowell. I
That's
mean,
what I'm saying.
you
She
got a
could've
landline, bro. I remember specifically in the 90s, especially 1997, just dial the center, 1-800-COLLECT, and you would just,
You ain't gonna call me your sister in one number, like, you know, one scene, and not leave me your digits in the next. I don't care how conflicted you are. You can't just leave me like that. That hurts my feelings.
I mean, they were legitimately a family unit. Yeah.
It was Jean Grey. She motherfucking Grey.
Actually, on that note, yeah, you have a point that cell phones don't exist. Fucking Jean Grey can call anyone.
Jean Grey got 5G. Like, I mean, she fine.
I just imagine her doing the whale talk from Finding Dory. Ooh.
She was too busy psychically spying on her nigga. Like, I don't know what's the problem. Let the man psychic cheat. He's confused. All right? That's the mother of his child that he thought was you. That's problematic.
Well, glad I got you frustrated, because that goes right into our nostalgia video game question.
Yeah.
What's the most frustrated you've been playing a video game?
Frustrating video game I've ever played?
Yeah.
Frustrating in the sense of like a good challenge, or like frustrating in the
You
sense
can go
of,
either way.
I'll give both.
I will start by saying, and this is just me showing my age at this fucking point, Battletoads, anything in the sewer.
Yeah, really any water level. Is
Jak 2.
Frustrating as fuck. I'm trying to think.
I actually like Donkey Kong's water levels.
Well, because they have that dope jam in the back.
Yeah.
Attic ambience.
They do a synapses twist where you're like, this is calm and relaxing.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's masochism.
I know there was a game in the PS2 era that like had me almost break my controller, but I'm blanking on it.
So I really, really love challenging games. So like, not a bunch throw me off.
Yeah, aquatic ambience.
There's a 100-hour version that Sam has listened to for like some amount of time.
It's very relaxing.
Oh, you know what? Fucking Superman 64. Yeah.
Superman 64.
It was
Yeah.
a bad game.
That's what its official title is. I think The Adventures of Superman, because it's based on the animated series. But everyone calls it Superman 64 because it's Superman on the Nintendo 64.
Well, I mean, everything was called 64. Star Fox 64, Mario 64, so I get it.
But yeah, that game sucks. It was before I had the internet. I'm sure the internet existed to a degree, but I didn't have that shit, so I didn't know it was bad before it came out. I scrimped and saved birthday money, recycled cans, and then went in gleefully to Walmart to buy Superman 64. And what I got was a piece of shit. You have to. The controls are bad, so you have to fly through these hoops. Literally, fly through hoops.
Yeah, no, I that's actually the first thing that comes out when you look at.
Yeah. That's the first thing you do when you boot up the game.
It's super
like,
cloudy for no reason. That's the fun part.
It's
smog.
It's kryptonite fog to weaken Superman, so that explains why he can die.
Oh,
This game was so bad, Superman ain't got shit
The
since.
actual reason for it is because the
Damn, you're right.
N64 couldn't process buildings fast enough. So that's
but they
why
used to
it's
do
foggy.
that all the time because that's why Resident Evil was foggy at a certain point. Yeah.
Well,
But you start off having to fly through hoops under a time limit, and the controls suck. You barely have enough time. Like you could fly Superman pitch perfect, and you'll still only have like 2-3 seconds to spare. Let alone if you're like a hyperactive, sugared up little kid that just wants to punch bad guys with super strength.
I didn't play it for long because but I wouldn't call
I
it
like Superman, damn it.
but I never owned it, and I didn't call it frustrating because back then my little old brain was just like hard game, okay, semicolon, however, comma. I'd say from like a actually frustrating perspective. What is it? Final Fantasy? Is it the non-online one? Final Fantasy 12? Is it, or is it 11? It's the one that's not online. I think 11.
I think 12. Yeah, I think 11's online.
11's online. Final Fantasy 12. That was like the first Final Fantasy game I went into, and I just raw dogged it, no guidance, and that's the worst one to do that in, all right? Because, they let you access shit you should not be accessing. And I remember I was fighting this one boss. I said, why can't I beat this boss? And, I think it was a super boss. Also, I was just Final Fantasy 12 is not baby's first RPG. Let me just say that right now. And granted, I'd played RPGs before, but this is the first time I had been this is a whole. Actually, never mind. Final Fantasy 10 X2 2. Both had walls in this shit. That again, X2 was not made. It was baby's first RPG, and I got clapped up, slap up. 12 is a good game. 10-2 is a good game. After you go, but I remember at the time, I said, why the fuck are these numbers that high and the numbers I'm doing this low? My calculations, I'm good at math. I don't get this. I think some traditionally frustrating games, like a Sonic 06 and things of that nature. I actually really like Sonic 06. I think I ran into very few bugs that I had noticed. Then you kind of have a retroactive, that game.
Yeah.
Was rough.
There's a few games in the Super Nintendo era for me that I was like, man, I remember really liking this game. Then I, emulate them, and I was like, why did I like this?
Yeah. Oh, because I still like a Sonic 06 in a nostalgic way. I still like Mega Man and Bass. I still like as a Mega Man and Bass GBA, which is has screen crunch for your ass. I still like as a nostalgic game. But I'm like I said, I'm a sucker for traditionally challenging games, so it takes a lot to fun.
Do you play Dark Souls and all those games?
I think I was we have a clip talking about being a bitch, but I mean, not me. I love Dark Souls. Dark Souls is great. I'm currently going through the Elden Ring DLC. Sekiro, but to me, Elden Ring, I get mild. Oh no, that shit kind of sent me to a different realm. But shit is an amazing game through and through. One of the rare 10s out of 10s I've given in a very hot minute. But on the inverse, Sekiro to me was just a much more. I still have to go back and finish Sekiro. Sekiro was tough because
Sekiro and Elden Ring are the two that I haven't played, but because I know Elden Ring is just gonna be a time dump. I'm gonna disappear for weeks at a time.
So the positive, so what Elden Ring has that Sekiro doesn't is Elden Ring says if you can't do this, you can go do some other shit, level yourself up, figure some things out, approach it with a different tactic. Sekiro just is the hardest internal look of getting better.
Yeah.
Because I mean, even with other FromSoft games, you can kind of change up your weapon scheme, all that kind of stuff. Sekiro says just be better, bitch. Like it's not. What's wrong with you? Like just be better. Just get better. And once you're confronted with your inadequacies for 14 days, you get a little mad. But yeah, but I love those things, and I love what are some other traditionally challenging games? Platformers. Celeste was like one of the ones that I was like, this is tough. This is a bitch and a half. This gets kind of difficult, but it was really good.
Not challenging in the traditional sense, but I hate games that they just threw platforming in. Borderlands 3, Doom Eternal is another one and it's just kind of like your mechanics were not set up to.
Well, see, again, I just it doesn't bug me, but I understand.
Okay.
I get more mad at games that add stealth when it's like clearly you were not designed for stealth.
Oh, I was not designed. My brain was not designed for stealth.
Well, for me, it's because me and my brother would play GTA Online on the weekends. That's how we kept in touch after I moved. And we were doing a bunch of the heists, and we're both like pretty competent stealth players. So we would try to do it as stealthily as we can, which meant we each killed one guy, and then the psychic link between all of them would activate, and they'd be like, hey, there's a dead guy over there where I cannot see. Clearly we're being attacked over there by snipers.
First of all, Calamity, that's the best way to describe it. Sekiro is a FromSoft rhythm game from Nightmares. I'm like, yeah. And I love me some rhythm games. To your point with stealth, there is like a flip for me. Like I kind of just clicked, like there was a moment where I said, oh damn, I do be approaching situations with the stealth first mindset. It was not like, and I have games where I like don't do that, and I have games where I do. Like Skyrim. Fun fact. So with Skyrim, the way I played it was only magic, no weapons. Like
really,
no weapons. I went to Winterhold, and I left that bitch with electric Kamehameha house, and that is how we played that game. I did not know. Like where to go, did not know anything. I was like, oh, this looks like the college of being a pimp. It's kind of, and let me tell you, if you've never played Skyrim, or I don't know what happened, but if you never played Skyrim, the way I played, it's the funnest way to play. I'm talking, I only used magic. There was no weapons that touched those hands. All right, so.
Not me. I was all offense. Double blader, baby.
Baby, I was transmuting shit.
I did get magic eventually when they turned me into a werewolf, and I was like, so I can beat shit harder.
I do think that it's funny for a game that's been remade 5 times. Everyone I know ends up making the same build every time they buy it. Yeah.
That's the way Seabass played, and I was like, you broke the game, dude. Like this doesn't look like fun.
Nah, baby. I went into that. Because I want to say Skyrim was like the first Elder Scrolls game. Well, no, I touched Oblivion, said, ugh. And then Fallout never clipped me. Now, granted, I'm not going back, so I know them Fallout. I don't know. I just said blasphemy, especially with the show that just came out. But I don't know, man. I like Skyrim. I put an unhealthy amount of time into. But sorry, going into the stealth part, because a lot of people played Skyrim stealth. I didn't. Stealth kind of just, I don't know. I played Evil Within recently. Stealth. It's because I've also gotten to horror games more, which are like very much more stealth driven. Yeah. And over the years, like horror games has become one of my horror / scary / thriller games have become like truly top 3 genres for me personally. And with that comes like an inherent, like, ooh, I ain't got the weapons for this. I'm a creep on by, but I ain't no bitch. So I'm gonna figure out a way to handle this situation. Evil Within I like stealth a lot. Evil Within 2 in particular handles it pretty dope.
Yeah, 2 is pretty cool.
I wouldn't call Resident. I mean, Resident Evil. I guess you kind of sort of stealth, but like
Depends on the mission, I think.
depends on what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
Leon, sometimes I'm just like, but I'm him.
I'm
But they-
literally, yeah. I'm
but there's literally
John
people-
Wick here.
Yeah,
I was about to say-
hold up, but I can parry.
I was about to say, there's people literally making TikToks where they like follow the monster, whatever it may be, whether it's Nemesis or the giant lady in the new game, like, and then they just kind of
Need to be Trisk.
hit her and then run away, kind of thing.
Well, I if you're gonna do stealth, I think that
Was it Mr. Big in the remake of Resident
Mr.
Evil 2?
X.
Mr. X.
if you're gonna do stealth in your game, like you have to make it compelling. I think Mr. X. I think Mr. X is a great way of handling it, where
Yeah.
there's this effervescent entity
Looming terror that you can't kill.
and you can hear all over the map, and it was so well executed because
It really, like, in the later half of the game, it really like kicks in, because at first he's there and he's annoying, but he doesn't show up as much. In the later back half of the game, there's a lot of backtracking that you need to do, and he's everywhere. So
they handled the police station
yeah, it like
very well.
part that comes to my mind is there's a section where there's a library, and there's supposed to be a second floor, but the bridge is broken, so you have to wheel in one of the shelves to make it a bridge and be able to cross it. You go through the library, then you get out of that door, and you're like in a new section of the police station. There's some shit that I needed to get there, and Mr. X just kept chasing my ass throughout the library, meaning that I had to backtrack all the way the fuck around.
But that, like, to me, that, like, Capcom really, like, I mean, right now, Capcom in general is firing on almost every cylinder. I don't think they've had a miss yet in recent memory. And so
Exo Primal's the only thing that I can think of but that was a new IP and it was a live service. That was
okay. Look, I respect him for just trying, but but no,
yeah.
I don't know what they think. Like, bro, like the concept, they're like fucking mechs and dinosaurs, bitch. I'm like, this is not the '90s, man. Now let me get that shit. But if it wasn't live service, I feel like they could have maybe done something.
Yeah, I probably would have checked it out if it wasn't.
It really doesn't seem like, as far as, this might be a fake leak, but it just seems like they have Dragon's Dogma coming up, Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil X.
Yeah,
Dragon's Dogma 2? Yeah.
Dragon Dogma 2 was really good. What was it? Someone said in Jack 2 in the chat, Jack 2 was an interesting pick. Jack 2 has its moments. There's like a moment in this forest that I remember vividly getting my ass beat in. Because Jack 1 and Jack... If you've never played Jack and Daxter, 2 and 3 are alike. You go into 1... Go from 1 to 2. You will not think you're playing the same game.
Yeah.
Series. It's pretty funny. Part of me always feels interested about that because I really liked Jack 1. But I also really like Jack 2. So, like, it's a weird thing where I'm like, there's a parallel universe where they continue with Jack and Daxter being the way it was. But I also respect Naughty Dog, right? Naughty Dog for approaching it in the way that they did.
Changing it up, yeah.
Yeah, for changing it up. Because they were like, edgy, good. Make Jack talk.
And this might not be on Naughty Dog themselves, but I do get randomly sad as a kid that grew up with PlayStation 1 and on kind of thing, where I was like, damn, they threw away a lot of shit. Like, Crash Bandicoot used to be the mascot. He's gone. Was it Medieval? They're gone. Jack and Daxter, I don't think there's a new game that'll ever be made kind of thing.
No. Crash, and this goes into gaming mascots in general.
Mario's the only one that gets to stick around. Well, and Sonic to a degree.
So Nintendo, fine. I think they do their mascots justice, and then I still think Nintendo, like, okay, let's say Microsoft doesn't have mascots. Stop lying to yourself. It has
Master Chief.
It has Master Chief.
Oh, the Halo
Marcus
Man.
Phoenix, all right? and they said, Blinks, shut up. All right? They said, no
Grabbed by the ghoulies. The fuck is that?
Gears
They're
of
like-
War.
That's what I said, Marcus Phoenix, all
Yeah.
right? No, Banjo-Kazooie was inherited. Not fair.
Banjo was also a 64 game.
That's what I was saying. It was inherited. They got that by fucking purchase. And they like, so shut up, Microsoft. Sit down for this one. I've always said, I think Sony does not do right by their mascots. And what I mean by that is they sorry. Go
I
ahead.
think the thing is that they never buy them. Sony doesn't own Crash. Neither does Naughty Dog anymore. It's owned by Activision, which is owned by Microsoft now. So it's
Yeah, they said no.
same with Spyro. Spyro in the same.
I forgot about
Activision
Spyro.
stuff. I don't think anyone put hands on Medieval. I think he's still a free agent.
They own Ratchet.
Ratchet, yeah, Ratchet's there because they have Insomniac. It's in their brand now. But yeah, they didn't buy any of those PS1 mascots. They didn't belong to Sony. They were just studios under Sony.
He made Kratos extra bold though.
And I know that like technically the age of
They do own Twisted Metal.
they do. I know technically the age of like gaming mascots is kind of far gone, sort of.
Except for like Nintendo.
Nintendo, but that's to me the only company that has done right by its IPs, and I put that in quotation marks, has been Nintendo. They do.
Well, Capcom. Well, no, never mind. I'll take that one back because we're never getting a Darkstalkers game.
Who's Dark Stalkers? I don't know that. I'm kidding.
Well, you see, when Marvel vs. Capcom 2, anybody that looks like a paranormal monster will.
And or thick.
Yeah.
Unless it's Psylocke.
I was about to say it doesn't work because they're all thick.
Yeah. But no, to your point, right? I think what Nintendo has kind of set up a system of is just like instead of saying this is going out of style, they said, fuck it, let's get more creative. And yes, and I know people get onto Nintendo for like a lot of things. Like I don't think they're the best, company in terms of gaming approach all the time, right? I think online needs so much improvement, and some IPs are in the freezer until they choose to let them out. Like,
What? No, we're getting an F-Zero game.
who's F-Zero? Yeah, you're fucking Jeopardy. What is Captain Falcon? But when you get to but when I look at it in comparison, there isn't a lot of long-standing franchises that the other two can pull from and be like, oh, cool, we can make this work. Ratchet and Clank is like when I think of Sony in particular, Sony did have the setup. They still Sly Cooper is in the Shadow realm, all right?
It feels like they have a different mascot for every version of the PlayStation.
And that's the thing, right? They Little Big Planet fucking took over PS3.
I forgot about Little Big
Oh,
Planet.
it was
You're
a
right.
storm, right? And it sold bonkers. I just like,
Now we have Astro in his Playworld.
and I wish part of me wishes like that they just did things better to for some of their key IPs and had a proper rotation in a similar way again that Nintendo does. Why my biggest criticism towards individuals is people are like, Nintendo should just stop making a console and put their shit on everything else. And I'm like, no. A, they never need to. They make buku money. The Switch sells stupid amounts of money. B, I don't want them to change up their methodology to how they approach some of their things because at the end of the Switch's life cycle, literally, it's almost the end of the Switch's life cycle. They've still got shit coming out with Mario and Luigi. Like they're not afraid to kind of pull out random shit and get people excited about key games. I've been kind of struggling with some of the approach. Like Sony's really in a weird place right now. Microsoft's in a weird place because Microsoft, I have to get excited on new shit. It has to be new shit. Well, because Gears of War, and granted, no, they have some things where I'm like, Gears of War, that's probably going to be cool. But I'm more excited about, they had like an RPG that was like new. And I was like, they did a good showcase this year. So I was like,
Yeah, they did have a good showcase this year.
like a lot of the new shit that they were showing off, I was really excited about. But Hi-Fi Rush, that's why it landed so well with me. Like,
Yeah.
like, but then they tossed that shit to a side. Like, it's very, I just don't know what these, like the other two are doing and handling.
Well, we'll see. That's the best. All I got. Do you think there's any merit to we're about to get the new systems already, like the new PlayStation?
That's stupid.
Nintendo, well, except for Nintendo, they straight up said, "Yeah, it's coming."
Okay, I've just heard rumors about where the new Xbox and the new PlayStation are coming.
Nintendo tweeted out, "Hey, we're gonna do a direct." This was like in May. We're gonna do a direct in June. We're not gonna talk about the new Switch console or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But new Switch console is coming. Expect details on that in fall. Or Switch successor.
Thank you, Keon's Loan, for the 5 gifted subs.
First of all, thank you for that. The only company, and I want to be super clear on this, the only company that has justified a console switch is Nintendo. They're the only organization right now that has justified a console switch. I don't think the PS5 has.
I don't think so.
I don't think the PS5 has warranted it. They have so. I think someone did like a comparison of like the amount of exclusives on Nintendo versus the other two. Which again, I'm not an exclusives counting person. Semicolon. However, nobody releases shit. No, man. I mean, to almost negative degree. Nintendo will be like, shit. That an RPG? Only in Japanese? Release that shit on the eStore. Let it happen. Like Steam and Nintendo be releasing whatever they want to. And Microsoft for damn sure ain't deserved to release a new console anytime soon. They haven't even given the game that they promised and deliver on. They like so no, the other two like if it would be a spit in the face to consumers.
I think Microsoft has the money right now to build a new console.
They've only purchased new studios.
Yeah, they spent how much on getting Blizzard and firing me?
I think that's the first time you've named what company you used to work for.
No, I've said it a handful of times already.
Now he shades in open.
Well, we're on the precipice of a pretty big event happening next weekend. I don't know if you guys are aware of it. But we're sitting.
Con of Nightmares?
The Con of Nightmares. Dream Con is coming back, baby.
Oh, man. I thought I'd be in better shape by now.
I have actually cut drinking out. We'll see how this weekend goes, but I did cut drinking way down.
In my defense,
strictly for this.
I had to go to a wedding last week.
That'll fuck you up.
That indeed it did.
I expected TJ's birthday bash to fuck me up, but I actually got away with only drinking Michelob Ultra and a couple of shots.
I was getting poisoned.
I bought you vodka. That's all I bought.
No, listen, make me drink. I had a good time. I mean, I was not the most fucked up person there. But jokes aside, but no.
She will be on our next. No,
No, she will. No, my girl was texting me about her friend. We were just laughing about it because she started off that party. Side note, she started off that party like, I'm gonna get you fucked up. I was like, I don't think you know who I am. You're also a third of my weight. Okay, let's see how this goes. And it went exactly the way.
It was funny because you were like, we're going to call the cabs in 20 minutes. And she still made another thing of jungle juice and was like, I guess we all need to finish it. And then, like, I think everyone got one serving. Like, it was half there when we left.
Man. Yeah. When I woke up the next day, I said, because you wake up and you're like, who did this? But I've also, I mean, you know me, I've been cutting down alcohol and just general foolishness.
We'll see how this weekend goes for you.
See how this weekend goes for me.
But DreamCon, for those of you that have been following the show for a little bit, Elijah's actually coming. We're trying to send a contingent out there. I'm sad that we're missing out on things just because we didn't get to apply in time. But for those of you who are unaware, DreamCon is basically unofficially a black anime convention. Is that an unfair way of wording it, or how would...
It is a convention that anyone is allowed to attend, that a lot of black people happen to go to.
It's... Maybe this is an unfair comparison, but you know how you can't make rules about this is only this is only that because of DEI in college, but there's definitely black fraternities and black sororities and Mexican fraternities, and I think this is just kind of one of those situations where, like, yeah, anyone can go, but it's a bigger gathering of
African American culture and yeah, I feel you. A lot of African American content creators go. But not African American, but black content creators go.
Yeah, like I wish we could have gotten a team together for the dodgeball tournament. I think we would have done pretty good at that.
We could have gotten Paco. Paco just played dodgeball with his library kids. He wanted to exact revenge. His words.
And I actually
he envisioned Billy Madison just like
Duke the Ronin's going to go next year.
It's unfair.
And I actually can get a handful of people into the after party, the official after party at my place of employment at
cool.
Empire of the Garage.
Well, that's awesome.
But other than that, I mean, there's all sorts of events. I'm not familiar with every content creator that's going there. There's a lot of them that I've seen from TikTok. I have a couple of friends that are going to actually legitimately just go to film stuff. Mm-hmm. I am going to try, and by that I mean it's just a matter of a couple of things fall into place to sign up for the Tekken tournament, because I'm only going Saturday, and I'm going to try to try my best, but I'm not great at Tekken. That's not my game of choice.
I don't know if I want to hands-on people for free.
I'm not as good at Tekken 8 as I was at 7.
I haven't played Tekken 7, but there's other games on that list I'll put free hands out there for. Catch me on Fighters.
I think Fighters is Friday. That's the only issue.
I don't know what day I'm going.
Oh, you're going to try to go to... Well, Elijah has a badge. He will be there all 3 days, and he's just like, come with me whenever you can.
Perfect. I also get off a flight on Thursday, so like I get off a flight.
So don't count on TJ to be there. No, I'm playing.
Man, I'm doing my best, y'all.
I know, man. I feel bad. Like I woke you up today.
No, don't feel bad.
It's been a weird week, man.
It's just a weird week.
The vibes are off. The vibes
have been off for me. Right. This is the third show I'm doing this week.
Third show? Oh, you have the other podcast.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Shut up! Right? Time out. I have to catch that. Don't forget, you got a vacation. so.
I haven't rested. That really wasn't a restful vacation.
No.
I meant you get fall off. All right. Motherfucker goes happy year.
Is it fall yet? I want it to be fall today. It's not.
So motherfucker gets a restful fall to winter.
I was about to say, like, we just had somebody ask in the group chat, when does fall start? And we were like, September something.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that one of the weird? First of all, I know who asked that. Google, nigga. But it's like, jokes aside, it's September. That's a weird question because people are like, yeah, like no. His question was like, when does summer end? I was like, September, but everyone thinks August, rightfully so. But August September's hot.
There's something about when school starts, like,
and you think like it's what it's supposed to be without global warming and living in Texas. Like September hits, the trees start to change color, starts to get a little cool. You're like, oh. School's here.
In Texas's defense, the trees do start to change color in August because they're not getting water anymore. You can see brown crinkly leaves in August.
Man, so I was watching this content creator who was like trying to figure out where he wants to move, and he went to Dallas, and he was like, "It is so hot here." I'm like, "Man, you came during the I'm like, granted, you got to come, and if you're planning to move to Texas, you have to come during the summer just to brace yourself real quick. But the positive part about Texas is you got to also come during the other 9 months where it's bearable. 9 months is a stretch. Other 7 months, because we have 1 month where it's the Arctic Blitz and all our shit shuts down except for this year where it was actually relatively nice. And then you get like
You know, it's funny. Like we're passively, like we're almost we're past the halfway point.
And it's
We've
been
had a great weather year.
Yeah.
no, I'm telling you, August just sitting in the bag.
That's what I'm saying. Like if we get to August and it's still like kind of tame, yeah, like we're gonna be like, oh man, I bet the winter is gonna like kick us in the dick.
Oh, 100%. Something's got to give. But I heard like the Northeast and other places are getting their ass beat right now. So global warming, tough.
Well, let's just go through the game tournaments. I mean, I would be ass at Ultimate. I would be ass at Street.
I mean,
And I
Ultimate
know
would be
nothing
free.
about Grand Blue.
I have not played Grand Blue, but if it's like Strive, which it's Arc Sys works, so it might be. Yeah, I mean, I'll put hands. Next, show me more. Mario Kart, I'm ass at.
Tekken, I'm gonna try.
I'll do
Tekken 8, I've
Mario
not
Kart.
played yet. I have it. Naruto, X Boruto, Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections. In a previous life, if it was Storm or Generations, maybe. And 4, if you really ask me, I've not played Naruto X Boruto, so I couldn't tell you if I'd be able to do it.
I thought the interface for those games was kind of ass. Like I haven't played, but I've just seen it online, and I was just kind of like, isn't it like X to punch, one button to block, and then the rest is magic buttons?
No.
It's
kind of hard to describe. This goes into arena fighter mechanics. It's like the arena fighter with, I want to say, the best mechanics. Like, or I also think Demon Slayer has a really good game about mechanics. But yeah, it's cool. It's pretty intuitive. It has it has one projectile button. One they have some item buttons. They have a dash. They have a
we
bunch.
started talking about DreamCon, and Elijah himself showed up.
We said his name.
And he appeared.
He sensed it. The back of the hairs on his neck.
Well, we got 4 more games that you can sign up for. NBA 2K,
Nope.
trash. This is the game I would like to play, Mortal Kombat. And then there's the game that TJ would like to play,
Oh,
Fighters.
it's Sunday. Free. What's the last one? Is that Pokemon?
Yeah, the last one is Pokemon.
Holy shit.
Scarlet and Violet.
I'm retired. I can't do that.
I'll sign you up right now.
I'm retired. I'm retired. I am super mega retired from competitive Pokemon.
Let me see what the... You don't want to win $100 cash prize for the first place winner? Why does Pokemon get the lowest prize money?
Hey Marcos. Nigga, I got a job.
Maybe they're expecting a lot of kids to sign up for it.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I've never gone to a Pokemon tournament. I don't know what the turnout is. I don't know what the ratio is.
Let's sign up TJ for Fighters right now.
Don't do that to me.
There's 48 entrants. Look at that.
They'd be free.
There's a venue fee. Oh, it's free? Look at that.
I'm just
Sponsor, themexcellence.
do not sign me up. That made me obligated to go on Sunday. No, I don't know if I'll be there on Sunday. I'll probably aim for Saturday as well.
We'll just have Sam show up. He's still here before he leaves on his next sabbatical.
Is this when he goes to Mexico?
Yeah, this is when he goes to Mexico.
Oh, I hope he has a good time. Sammy, I hope you have a good time in Mexico.
He's probably arguing with someone right now.
Who knows?
He was arguing with somebody with political stuff, and I was just kind of like,
Oh, right, that job,
No, it wasn't his job. Some toasty was like, Joe Biden is bad, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But last year, the dude that won did get to dress up as one of your favorite characters. Forgot about that.
That's what is it? Cleo, the guy who was from Holes in the Disney movie.
Is he the one that made the weird tweet, or was that somebody else?
Weird tweets in 2024. That's everybody.
I actually did not watch the movie Holes.
I didn't watch the movie Holes either.
I read the book, though.
0. Yeah, it was Cleo Thomas.
Cleo Thomas. Yeah, DreamCon should be a good time.
you got to dig those. All right, we just fucking started a whole thing. All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Do we have to do commercials today?
Ah, man, I started it way too early. I can't play it, or else we'll get copyrighted. I thought I was right at the freeze.
Go listen to it on your free time. Great song.
Well, we're to the anime portion of our show. Hola, a guy named DJ. Is that? Oh no, tier 1 subscriber. Subscribe for 21 months. Thanks
Hola,
for that.
amigos, and also 21 months.
And I don't think I've seen that guy.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Also, yeah, you can spend your money on better shit. I'm just, I was like, what you doing here, man? I'm kidding. No, stop it. We will get clapped. Toei doesn't play.
No, how can I keep mistiming it? Oh, well.
Yeah, Toei does not play. So yeah. Marcos, did you get to stop it? I was like, not kidding. We'll get clapped. The one company I don't fuck with is Toei.
I saw everything but Tower of God, so you do have to tell us about why we should watch Tower of God. JJ saw season 1, and then he was just kind of like meh on season 2, but I did see everything else.
I did not see season 1.
JJ heard of season 1.
I heard of the manhwa, and then people said it was gonna get animated, and I was like, dope, I'll watch it. And then YouTube's algorithm told me, no, don't watch that. So I was like, okay, move from the top of the list to the bottom of the list. And
Where do you want to start from here?
We're starting with Tower of God. Are you super excited about it? Because you seem kind of disappointed.
No, not
Okay.
disappointed. I don't know why your algorithm did that. Tower got a pretty good season 1. It wasn't like one of the most so the only thing for Tower got season 2 was I really liked the art direction for season 1. It was almost a little like pastel, but it wasn't like super.
I think it might have just been people complaining about the pastel.
Yeah, like it was like the animation wasn't like super crazy, a lot of it, but that was just because it didn't need to be a lot of the time. I like the artistic direction of season 1 quite a bit, and if they added the season 2 animation, I think it'd be a good mix.
The funny thing is, like, it reminds me of a Nintendo game.
It's like it's very sorry, Tower God season 1 really good, and it ended off in a great cliffhanger. Tower God season 2 has begun, and I don't think I need to do a bunch of convincing here. I'd say if you like season 1, you're probably gonna like where it's going with season 2. Season 2, what I like about, and I've read some of the manhwa, so I like season 1 so much it made me go read the manhwa. Which, all right, look, I don't usually. This is if you go into the manhwa, you have to go in understanding that the artist is like very early in their artistic journey, and it does get better the more you keep on reading. This is also one that I think could, a series that, especially some of those first, early arcs, could use the One Punch Man touch, aka One Punch Man's artwork, non-existent before Murata was there. Right. And Murata came and said, "Oh, I am God," and made it very. I think it could definitely deserve a little love in that way. But season 1 ends off in a certain cliffhanger that they pick up on in this one, and you could definitely see like a lot of.
Really glad I didn't just jump on season 2.
You thought about doing that?
When it was on the list, I was like, maybe no, but
I thought about jumping on Tokyo Revengers. I actually did see season 1, but it had been so long ago that I was lost in season 2.
Tower,
I was just unexpectedly busy all this week. Like,
what's crazy is Tower of God season 2. Honestly, if you were to just watch it from there, isn't the worst. I'm not saying do it. I'm saying it isn't the worst starting off place because of how it starts. But they do. But it does warrant itself something that like you want the context of like how did we get here. I'd say Tower and what I'm looking forward to with season 2 is season 2 in the manhwa is where things really like come to scale. I think season 1 is a lot of setup and like kind of almost closed, like not closed off, but very focused. And season 2 is focused in a different way. It's like, hey, we're expanding some of the lore, we're expanding a lot of the different layers to it, and there's a lot of movement that starts to come into play there. The animation starts off very strong in episode 1, and what I mean by that is and I have to be very clear here. Some like there's animation, then there's art direction, right? I
was about to say, it doesn't look like the same pastel show as before.
Yeah, I like the animation. The art direction, I think, has not necessarily taken a step back, but it's got a bit more like it's normal. And I think that was very unique in season 1. That said, if you're not looking for something that's fully derivative of fights, then I definitely think you'll like Tower of God. It's almost part mystery, part like, you know, they're climbing this ultimately give the premise, they're climbing this tower. Each level is almost the equivalent, and the way they describe it is like each floor is like the size of, if I'm not mistaken, the United States, if not bigger. Mm-hmm. So it's huge. We're talking huge. People literally can just live here. They even go to make it a point, like the people in like level 20, which starts where you start off in season 2, like people are stuck there because the entrance, the exam to go higher is expensive, but also it's almost like become this own like little hub of people who are just like, we're placating.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more levels to this area to go. And the main character is interesting because there is like, again, that's where some of the mystery is tinged. You're like, where are these pieces going to go? It's kind of hard to say things without trying to ruin season 1. But what I can say is where you think season 2 might be going, it goes a very different direction. I think that's really cool. But you're not going to get the payoff you think you'd want in season 1. I don't even think it's happened in the manga. I'm not kept up to date with the manga. It's very long. But there's some payoff you want from season 1. I don't know what's going to happen this season. I don't know if it happens. I don't know. We're all in uncharted territory. Yeah. I had to be very vague with this one just because it's a season 2, and I don't know if everyone here has watched season 1. But the best way I can describe it is if you like season 1, I thought season 1 was great. It was also Tower of God started off the manhwa animated wave. So this is before God of High School. This is before Solo Leveling. This is before this is the one that kicked things off really. And because of its production, it was really good. Or because Crunchyroll came out and was like, this is good. A lot of people got really hyped for Tower of God season 2, and it's been 4 years. So the only other thing that I would say is I think Crunchyroll needs to figure out its own internal production stuff if it wants to keep this potentially going. I don't think any anime so, well, I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion. I don't think any anime should have a 4-year gap because that just really kills momentum.
It does, yeah.
It really and there's so many shows whose momentum gets killed. Now, granted, there's some that can really warrant from that. And if it's 4 years to the deliverance of an amazing product, I think that's a little different.
I mean, even delays in Zom 100's the perfect example for me, where it's where they delayed it for the right reasons, right? They didn't want to, overwork the staff, but bruh, if I don't know when you're gonna upload an episode, I'm just
that's tough, right?
Yeah.
And the worst part about it is Zom 100 has stellar animation through and through. It actually, if I'm not mistaken, it ends off with the best shit it's got. So, it's a weird balancing act where I think in Zom 100's case, that could have been a season pushback.
Yeah.
And I think they would have serviced themselves well, but, production stuff, politics in Japan, I want to get into it. But yeah, keep it quick. Tower of God Season 2, I recommend it so far. And it's got 2 episodes out, so not too deep. And also a short series to pick up, because the first season only has 12 episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, I think 2 weeks ago there was a new season of anime that just kind of started in general, because this is one that Crunchyroll recommended. It was just oh, you're watching new shit. Watch Failure Frame. And I did watch it for a little bit, and I was just kind of oh, this is interesting. But it's also kind of tired of people stuck in a video game kind of thing.
I didn't even know that came out, I'll be honest with you.
And you open Crunchyroll, it'll be you should watch this.
Yeah, Crunchyroll recommends me a lot of random shit, but that's because before they introduced profiles, Juan was on my Crunchyroll, Paco was on my Crunchyroll. Paco does not discriminate. He watches every Isikai, and I'm I'm kind of tired of Isikai.
I'm not. But
This is the episode for you.
I don't wholly like discount the genre. Like I'm not like, oh, isekai, get that away from me. But like when so much of it is isekai, I'm like, well, I don't know if all of these are for me.
I don't blame you. Like I don't blame anyone who's tired of isekai. But like, how do I put it? There's like, it's like with TV, you know.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
bunch of just shows. Like to me, I put isekai in the camp of there's going to be really immaculate ones, but this shit might as well be like an NCIS.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck you're getting yourself into. You don't want just something to watch. You just want something to like that's on, and you're like, awesome. I know how it's gonna go. Cool. I get updates occasionally. I read a lot of isekai. So, like, and why? Because each one does it like, sometimes I want vanilla. Sometimes I want vanilla with walnuts. Yeah.
That is a good description of that. Yeah.
Well, I want chocolate sauce on my vanilla. Is it still vanilla? Yeah. Yeah, it's still vanilla. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm never going to hate it. So you can have, ice cream I don't prefer. But, yeah.
So this next one that TJ recommended also only has 2 episodes. Also is just kind of like, this one's pretty unique to me in a way. Like it's kind of it did take me back to like, this is why I watch anime. It's a kind of unique setting. And it has also a unique art form as well, where everything's blurring. It's like this mix of like, it looks like it came out in the 90s, but it also is moving way too fast to be made in the 90s. It's called Elusive Samurai. I've been enjoying it a lot. Like I said, there's only 2 episodes. It's like you probably. It took me an hour to watch both episodes yesterday. But yeah, that's my take so far. TJ doesn't have a take. He didn't watch it.
What are you talking about? I watched everything. Actually, I think it'd be more challenging questions like, have you kept up with like U.S. television series? No, but I always keep up with anime. I like. That was what I was waiting for. I love Elusive Samurai. I think that first episode, artistic direction is phenomenal, and I think the second episode matches its pace. It's a very oh my gosh, it's a very pretty, very well executed story so far. This is actually one of the rare cases where I think I got to 20 chapters in the manga. That was when it first came out years ago, and I went back to refresh myself, but I'm kind of almost anime only on this. Will I be for long? Fuck no. But it does this juxtaposition of lighthearted with the content matter that is not lighthearted.
That was one of the things that was drawing us. Just like, oh, I'm a kid running around the entire houses. Everything's fine. 5 minutes later, it's not fine.
It's not fun. And I mean, they rip off the Band-Aid on that shit. They're like, it goes some dark places. And he clearly says it, like it says on screen, this is what happened to one person. I was like, what? I was like, whoa. But I kind of respect that because it's kind of this balancing of life and death, hope and despair. You're seeing and sometimes you'll be like, oh, that's comedy, like just tossed in.
Like,
right. And
DJ, I'm not spoiling anything. This is like the opening, like it's just a little kid being a shit for a little bit, and you're like, oh, this will be fun.
What a precocious little scam.
and to that point, right? I think in the same vein, it's very. It's like it could be a lot darker than it is. It could be a lot darker than it is, and they don't go that way. Though they don't stray away from like point blank period. The last episode, there was no ifs, ands, or but. They don't talk no jutsu in this.
No,
there was no talking. There was no having a conversation.
We're the same, bro.
No, there was no negotiation. No, there was like all right, we're gonna do this. and they do it.
You remember the dark part of Samurai X not Samurai X, Rurouni Kenshin, that they just kind of fast forwarded? That's kind of where this goes in a setting way.
I mean, the backstory, that is Samurai.
Oh shit! I don't know. I got it confused. But yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
But I think what Elusive Samurai is doing is it has one of the first times in a minute a very gapped art style, like a very unique. Again, with the pastels, water brush, they do pencil marks in some animated scenes, and it's done by the same studio as Windbreaker. So you can expect. I do expect that consistency through the rest of the season.
Oh, I expected like lines and waves when I saw Clover, and I was like, oh, I just finished Windbreaker, and nope, it's a completely different direction art wise.
And I think that's a testament to the studio.
Wit? Studio Wit, is it not?
Cloverworks. Yeah, that's a testament to the studio, first of all, because Windbreaker looks very different. But also, that gets me very hyped for some of the other scenes that are in this, because it's what I think I want to see of how they handle is some of the pacing. As I've read some of the series and I went to refresh, it moves quick. And I'm talking dot, 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 not in a bad way, just dot, 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 dot. And so I think to capture all the stuff that happens in some of these episodes is going to be very interesting. Also, I wouldn't say it has a catchy opening, but for some reason I really like that ending.
The ending is catchy. JJ, just to like give you an idea of how jarring this is, like it's not going to give away anything plot wise, but it's very much like.
What?
And that happens throughout, like in the first 2 episodes.
So I'm curious. Use TikTok for your clips. Why?
Key says they don't get tagged as much.
Nah, fuck Key. No, I was just curious. I was like, Marcus does use TikTok. Who knows?
Yeah, no, that was straight a note from Key, and he still says we'll get hit once in a while. That's why it's muted. So I'm hoping if I do that, both those things will be fine. That being said, I guess it is what it is sometimes.
But I think Elusive Samurai is one to... And I think something that not enough people do is if you're ever looking for an anime to watch in a season, check your favorite studios. Even if it's something you're not interested in, you might not know if it's executed in a fantastic way that makes you interested in some of these things. Now, I'm a whatever genre whore, so really, no, I don't like to put myself like I'm that easy, but I am. But on the flip side, I think some people go into seasons and they're some people were surprised by Elusive Samurai, and I was. Yeah, and when I say it's Cloverworks, I expect quality. They just delivered a quality series, and now I'm like, if you check your studios, you'll find the ones that handle something very well. Now there are some surprise studios, like the next one we talk about, motherfucker. I don't know what the fuck they've done before. And then the studio for Zom 100. They've only done Zom 100, and they actually have another series that's coming out. Witch Hat Altair, which the trailer for that looks beautiful. So and people said the only thing they're concerned of is the release schedule for that as well. Yeah. But I'm saying, hey, now that I know what to expect from that studio, I think I'll be more akin to be like, all right, if there's any production issues, I know I'm still getting delivery.
And on the note, Calamity already brought this one up. Yeah, it's Wisteria. That's what we're going to be talking about next. Wand and Sword? Mm-hmm. But yeah, this was one that didn't fully get into just yet. The animation looks really dope, like you already just mentioned. But yeah, you and your magic anime. Well, you sold me on Mashal really fucking quick, though.
Well, yeah, but that was no match.
This is true.
Mashal really caters to you and me, where it's like, guys, check it out. he's in a school with nerds that do magic, but he's just so ridiculously buff that he beats them up.
I try my best not to say things are derivative of it. Okay, so if you want a personal, yes, I think it's easy to make comparisons with things, and I'm totally fine with that. I struggle with this whole feeling of like I think people are quick like. People are like, Windbreaker is like Tokyo Avengers, except good. I'm like, no, they're not the same thing at all.
I didn't think of that at all.
But like, people are like delinquent. I'm like, that's very stupid. I hate that comparison because then you're gonna.
I will do that, but mostly to be funny or like just for the joke.
No, and I think that there's comparison. Like, Mashl's Harry Potter, just as a fucking meme.
Yeah,
like that one. They play into that. Like that's,
Yeah, that one.
That makes they have houses and shit. Like that's totally fine. But I think people get too derivative
They
just because
they have a Dumbledore.
yes, they have but like when people are making descriptions nowadays, they'll be like, it's like this and this. It's like this and this. It's like this and this. I'm like, that's not a descriptor a lot of the times, and you're really boiling down things to derivatives. So with this one, that said, Wistoria is has derivative parts. Like you're gonna watch this and be like, hey, there's pieces that are very there's pieces that are akin to certain anime I've seen before. First of all, okay. People and why I have bone to pick with this. People are like, it's like Mashal and Black Clover and
Well, first of all, those two are already pretty close.
first, yeah, Black. It's like Mashal and Black Clover and and something else like a little Don Machi. Mashal and Black Clover are not the first ones to do the magic.
Not
school.
even
not even fucking
fucking
close. So
yeah.
if you're like no no. Also, Black Clover and Mashal are like nothing alike. like they're not the same.
I feel like Black Clover is almost closer to Full Metal Alchemist than.
Actually, that is a better comparison. But I'd still say, like,
But yeah, that like Full Metal Alchemist is still way, way different.
they just like. I really hate when people are like, magic, cool, boom, that's Black Clover, and I get what they're going with here because I'm gonna set up the premise. So the story is sword and magic. They set it up right from the gate. So this isn't a spoiler. It's right from the gate. It takes inspiration. Shut up. It's about a kid. He can't use magic, right?
But sword.
But he can use sword.
I like this kid. Give him another sword.
Yeah, and they go into some of the dynamics of that, and it's more whereas I think where it does get Mashal notes is like the disdain towards individual who can't use magic, trying to arrive at magic. But I think it does a disservice to both by making the comparison because Mashal is like comedy focused. This is not. This is more like, hey, you know what? He's a kid who's talented. It actually picks up way later in the journey, so you're skipping past a lot of the bullshit. He's 6 years deep, like in the academy, right?
Well, it was kind of funny when you were like, I hate these simplistic comparisons, and my oversimplistic comparison of Mashal is like it actually belongs with Mob and One Punch Man than it does anything magic,
and that's fine. It's a tricky kind of road because I'm like not saying you can't make comparisons.
Yeah,
I think that people are just so quick to be like the Windbreaker one kills me because they're going to get to moments in Windbreaker when they animate some of the next core and stuff like that where it's not action oriented. And you're going to be like, Tokyo Revengers isn't like this. It's a very different thing. So, in this case, again, I think that, first of all, the art direction and animation is very, very good. The animation in particular, their use of CGI is pretty dope. And when I said it's a bit of derivative of Don Machi, it's written by the same author. So what the fuck you expect? Like, you know what I mean? Like that.
Oh, wow.
Like, same author. And it's very hard for any author to come out with, two things that both get animated and both have a good showcase. And I went and read the manga for this one. There's a lot to be excited for here in terms of what they're going to do. They also have pretty good stakes in this one, which is like something I don't think a lot of people, expect from a show like this as well. But
The more anime that I've gotten into as we start this show, because I was a Toonami kid, the more anime that I'm like, oh, season 1, we're just setting shit up. Like, especially, like, you both recommended One Piece so much. There's not a lot that happens in the first 50 episodes, in the sense of, like, oh, this is about getting that. And it's like, no, this is Luffy, meet Luffy. This is Zoro, meet Zoro. Because Windbreaker is like, you've met the gang. Come back next season.
Yeah, and that's kind of how they do. And to the point of like a Mashal, right? Where like, and that's again like Mashal's one shot and he's OP, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's where I'm saying like the comparison doesn't make sense, because this is a case where you have someone who's trying, who's working. It's not easy for them. Actually, it's the opposite. There's motherfucker gets clapped in the second episode for a while, and he's like, oh, wait, I need sword. You can't just do this to me, and he gets sword. But it's a treat so far, something to keep an eye on. The one thing I want to be monitoring of is animation has been good for 2 episodes. I'd say Elusive Samurai has better art direction.
Yep.
Animation in this one is good. Like, really good. Really, really good. I'm always hesitant. Because, you know, some things like a Ninja Kamui, her shit just tanks. Just tanks.
Yeah, that is the
Just
perfect example of like, man, those 2 episodes were real good. Can't wait for. Oh no,
This has a story, so like I'm not worried about that. I don't know the studio behind it, because like this is like a different, like Cloverworks has earned my trust. Right, and I'm using Cloverworks as an example because they just did Windbreaker. I'm like, Windbreaker was great through and through. Even the Zom 100 team, I can say, has earned my trust. Toei, it took a while, but they earned my trust. They deliver on big moments. This one is like, someone described it pretty well. The in-betweens are pretty good. The action sequences are very, very good. And I just want to kind of see that consistency go through. If it's consistent for all 12 episodes, well, shoot. Bandai Namco, you got yourself one that I'm very, very, very proud of for there. But yeah. That is it in general. It's pretty good.
I do want to say on the note of Windbreaker, because I actually didn't compare it to an anime. I compared it to Letterkenny. And so it has like a big fight for the first season. They fight a rival gang, and then afterwards the main character, well, not the main character because he's not in charge of the gang, just kind of shows up and is like,
you want to come to a super soft birthday party?
like they're just like, oh, we're going to be friends now. I guess it means we're just buds. I don't want to take over your gang.
Not with all the games, but
I can see that. Like, it's kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen. You do because you read ahead. But I'm like, I'm getting like a Grand Theft Auto kind of vibe where it's like they're going to fight other gangs sometimes not, and then just kind of work it out like in a Grand Theft Auto kind of way.
yeah. But I mean, I'm not kidding you. If I hear someone, I finished Fearin'. What are you talking about? I love Fearin'. Fearin's great.
Yeah, TJ was trying to get us to watch Rerun. I was the one that fucked up and didn't finish it. And TJ is like,
Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch some of my shows that I recommend.
I watched Elusive Samurai and With Story.
Yeah.
I finished Windbreaker.
You did? Okay, I did drop into that.
Which, by the way, on one last note of Windbreaker, I'm like, damn, I never related to anyone more as a teenager than this guy. He gets shamed in the second episode. It's like, bro, you're too loud. And I'm like, I remember that feeling.
I think, and where I understand, I think it wasn't even just because he was too loud. I think it was like also
he was too abrasive.
He was too abrasive. And I was like, now I'm like, yeah, I get that. I understand.
Also, like, he gets like knocked down the first time he fights, and it's like, oh, like all that shit talking, and then he's like, yeah, no, I like to take the first hit, and then the main character is just like, you're gonna die young. I hope you know this.
Yeah, like but I think, what is it? I don't know if we gave closing thoughts to last season. Windbreaker was great. Demon Slayer ended off with a bang. Are we talking about Demon Slayer at all?
That's where we're finishing Demon Slayer.
Cool.
We got One last thing.
Can I make some honorable mentions here before we get into that one?
Sure.
The joke animes of the season. There's the deer one.
Shika shika noko noko. Shika noko 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 koshitanta.
It is how to describe it? It feels like an anime.
Oh, y'all sub. I'll get paid in 3 hours. He spent all his money on DreamCon and the flight, probably.
I don't blame him. How do I describe this? Feels like an anime from like the 2000s, like early 2010s too.
Like Super Milk-chan?
Like it's tongue in cheek. Like it's the tongue in cheekiest fuck shit I've ever seen. Have either of y'all seen it yet?
I haven't, no.
Shikonoko.
The Ultimate Muscle Well, I know that they have the Kinnikuman Man Perfect Origin arc on Netflix, but that's before Ultimate Muscle. That's still King Muscle that's wrestling in that.
Every time I type anime 2024, it's just like, oh, you mean everything? And I'm like, no, I don't.
You know what? This is actually one that I'll risk it for. Go on to YouTube and just type out deer anime, and I'm certain. You know, on Twitter right now, they've got this meme where she's doing the fucking Spider-Man Bully Maguire dance, and it's canon. And I said, what the fuck is this, bro? What are they doing?
Yeah, it's on Netflix, Elijah. Me and Mark actually saw one episode, but it's just the recaps for people that, like me, that didn't watch the original Kinnikuman.
You can show it. It's cool.
Okay.
I don't think they're clapping for this one.
It's too... There's too many memes about it.
That's peak right there.
So it's just so much. And they use bad CGI deers. Just exclusively.
Bro, it showed up.
Bad CGI. Like they have this one scene where like they're just like they just said Shika, which means deer in Japanese, repeatedly. It's the theme, it's the background music. It's so coked out. It's just coked out as shit for like. You'll never hear that song. I don't even know what the intro is, man. Like, it's a lot. Yeah, you can pause it now. It's cool.
Oh no, you can't. You show all of that.
Okay, we actually might get clapped for the theme song. That's what I don't know. I'm always careful about anime openings and intros. And then there's the thick elf lady one that I haven't seen yet because no, but they have, what is it? Literally just I don't even, the season just, I was like, oh my God, I forgot, shit.
This one?
Yes, it's plus size elf. That's it. It's just about a plus size elf. Just about thick elves.
Calamity just went, yeah!
The anime I didn't toss in there, or maybe I did.
No, you only gave us 3. And I watched 2 out of 3.
Oshinoko, season 2's out.
Oh.
Oshinoko is so I was super high on season 1. One of the best things that came out last year. This is continuing that masterclass in execution. Oshinoko is phenomenal. Definitely an anime to watch, and my bad. I meant to put it on the list. I will give it its proper dues on the next Animexcellence. So cool.
Yeah.
We might film an extra one with Elijah here this weekend. Well, depending on how your energy levels at post Toronto and everything else goes, but we'll see. On the note, this was another one that I didn't expect to talk about. It was just kind of one of those, like, when I first saw it, I was like, who wanted this? Like, this is not, I wasn't hyped about the other DC anime projects. But then just memes started happening about...
The ending gets me, man. I can't sit through it because I'll choke dying, man. They've got Amanda Waller just working, bro. It's so wild. It's so wild. And she has Frieza's voice actor. It's fucking nutty.
Yeah, that was what... Because we were watching it originally, we were jumped on it, so we were watching in Japanese, and then JJ was like, "That's Dio, that's Frieza."
Y'all can start with this one because I've been talking a lot today. I'm completely caught up.
Calamity's like, "Oh damn, my timing!" Like, yeah, you've been leading us astray. This is almost the Calamity episode, but yeah,
not in a bad way. Like you meant, like you've been right ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
You should have been on here instead of me.
The Suicide Squad Isikai, I didn't expect anything from it. I didn't watch the Batman versus the Joker anime version that came out.
Batman Ninja?
Yeah.
Hey. All right. I watched the first Batman Ninja with Goodwin. It was a great time.
I'm not saying it's bad. I just didn't pique my interest.
I haven't seen the second one.
I will say it's bad.
I won't.
It's... Batman Ninja is good for what it is, but...
It's great for what it is. It's the most interested I've ever been in Batman. Fuck that, man. All right?
I didn't hate it.
Motherfucker shows up with bats as a man, bro. It's some wild shit, dog.
That's where it lost me, and that's where I was worried this was headed. I was like, if these motherfuckers just roll up to fucking World of Warcraft in a mech...
Well, they do roll up into World of Warcraft. There's fucking wolf people and orcs, and I mean,
well,
they're idiots like they are in the Suicide Squad movie.
They're called Worgans, all right?
So,
and they're straight up like, we need to fight these guys. They're obviously the bad guys. They're ugly.
I don't know where y'all landed on it. And again, I'm
digging it.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep my opinions for a little bit, but it's dumb.
It is really dumb.
But like, so look, I don't get they're trying to. They've been treating the Suicide Squad like, I guess what they're trying, like what Marvel did with the Guardians of the fucking Galaxy ain't the same shit. Also, I don't like to see, and it's a weird place because I like seeing other niggas from I don't need to, like, people are complaining, it's like, where's Batman? I'm like, shut up, all right? I don't need to see the main cast about 15 times.
He's fine.
Motherfucker's fine, all right? But also the Suicide Squad has gotten a lot of love recently, so and then for fuck all's sake. Stop pairing Harley Quinn with the Joker, because I mean, she, like, how do I put it? Y'all could just
been
toss
divorced for a while.
Yeah, y'all could just toss her with that. I don't even just mean that. I'm like at this point, she's her own fucking thing. That said, I didn't know what the fuck to expect with. Like, I've never gone into something with just like not low expectations.
I went into low expectations.
Like, no expectations. My shit's in the ground. It's in the dirt. I have nothing. You could do anything, and I'd be like, I have no idea. But sorry, go ahead, continue.
One of the things that I thought was hilarious right off the bat is because I had no interest in the next anime, so I ran through it as fast as I could. But it's like, oh look, Muzan is here again.
That was one of my favorite.
This Clayman's best design, bar none.
Actually, he's what sold it for me, because I was like, Peacemaker with a bag on his head, whatever. Harley Quinn, also whatever. But
they've done two. So right now, because they really focus on Harley Quinn. Like, Kirk Edgar is just fine. It's whatever. It's Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I feel nothing towards Peacemaker, except actually, I've curved up because he's funnier as you keep on going on, because he's just like,
I'll do anything.
Anything for peace.
Yeah.
With Dio's voice.
In that episode that you just showed.
Yeah.
And in the Clayface and is it Deadshot or what is it? God, fucking, they got two.
I think it's Deadshot.
Deadshot.
Motherfucker, they characterized both the motherfuckers really, really well. One's just an asshole. Just appear. He's like, that's my homie from the pen. That's literally what it says. That's my homie. That's one of my few homies when we were locked up. Don't worry, ayo reto. I'm like, no. And Clayface is just having a good ass time, and he got some swagger to it. It's kind of wild because he shows. There's a scene, motherfuckers are fighting. He's dancing. He's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, continue. My bad.
No, you're good. It is one of those things where the weakness is the main character, because I really don't care about Harley Quinn one way or the other. But anytime Clayface shows up, because he's not overtly Clayface most of the movie, or most of the show.
Yeah, no.
I think you've seen him be Clayface like 5 seconds up to where we are.
And it's only like the parts that he chooses to turn into Clay that.
Oh, I meant like the face. Like you only have seen that like once.
Yeah, he's like, man, I'm swaggy with it. Like, I got powers. I ain't gotta be trained. Like, and they dressed him up for the dimes. They don't. So, sorry, JJ. What? How you feeling? What's up?
I'm digging this. I was worried where they were gonna go with it because, like I wasn't the biggest fan of how Batman Ninja ended. I still liked it, but
Fuck you. I don't agree.
look, I saw it sober.
I saw that shit. I raw dogged that shit too. I had a great time.
I saw it sober and after a very crippling shift of work. So
maybe that's it, because I had a great time.
look, I haven't gone back to it.
Batman Ninja is that shit that, like, look, because I've made
it's one that I saw once and I was like, I'm good.
I made my opinions on Batman very fucking clear. Sick of the nigga. So anything that gives me the shit that I'm like, this shit's just funny and dumb.
I just felt like it was too long.
I do feel like Suicide Squad is scratching that funny and dumb itch.
Yeah.
I don't know if Clayface is the strongest, because there's still fucking Shark Kid in there.
Shark.
Yeah.
No, well, I think Clayface has like a big.
He tapped into his like power up faster than everyone.
Oh yeah, he's also like, I think he also has the best power when it works. Yeah. When he can make it work, he's like, oh yeah, shit, it's wet. I'll fuck. But sorry, continue.
No, yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I like the characterizations, like you said. They're still. They do, change them up a little bit, but the core is still there. Like, it's still Peacemaker. It's just now he sounds like Dio. It's still Deadshot. It's just now he's, not Will Smith. And Harley's always Harley. Like, it's kind of hard to mess up Harley. And Clayface, I think, is the one they've changed up the most.
I think he's gotten. How do I put it?
He got the upgrade from Harley Quinn Clayface.
Yeah, because
he's the one that they changed up the most. But even the ways they changed him, like, this kind of makes sense. This kind of jives with like the type of with Clayface's backstory. Like, he is an actor, and
he'd be the one to geek out about some Isikai shit.
Yeah,
and he's geeking out about some Isikai shit.
Yeah.
I think
he is an actor with the power to, change his appearance to whoever the hell he wants. Why wouldn't you be Michael Jackson? Like,
yeah, that's like, this is what I was talking about. This is the only moment you get to see him like
fully Clayface out.
Yeah.
So as someone who knew nothing, talking nothing,
dude. I think the first time we watched it was like at midnight. Like, we went out.
Yeah.
We might have watched it after your birthday, really.
I'm way more positive on it than I should be. What I mean by that is, it's funny. It's genuinely like that shit. I'm telling you, get to episode, I think it's 3, where you see Deadshot and like how he treats someone else, and it's the funniest shit that I was like, the fuck's happening here? They talk about rat porn. Shit's wild. It's like he can only get off to this. Like, he's acting like in his heart of hearts, he's like, everyone else is like, you think you're his friend? He's like, that's my homie.
I was looking out for him, man.
they've done enough to warrant. Like, you're not supposed. Like, this is not a show where you're supposed to feel compelled about shit. No, you're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah, I really don't care about the World of Warcraft.
Like, the concept and how they're running their shit doesn't make sense. Also, the hero of their land is bald. Like, it's weird shit. But
they don't really, like, story stake wise, make you care about this land either.
They have one episode. They have one episode where like they built like I think it was like episode 4, where it's like they build up a bunch of shit and they're like, shit was solved without them really getting involved. They literally walk off afterwards. Like, so we're done, right? Yeah, didn't like But what I actually am like, and I guess I'm like, you know, and a part of it is hey yo, well, there's sexy a gem you got on your hands. And y'all like, and people, I do think people are super harsh on it because of what it is. And I'm always, again, watch shit for yourself before you make the criticism, because it's actually really funny. And number 2, this is again in the camp of like the biggest clip for this is something that I actually still think could work, because it's an isekai.
Yeah.
I think people are very downtrodden on it by proxy, because isekai, saturation, whatever.
It kind of has the double whammy of being, but like, man, if you're tired of Suicide Squad, because they've been pushing a lot of Suicide Squad.
If you're tired of Suicide Squad and you're tired of isekai, like, this is not, like, the marketing for this is like tough. Like, just the name of it is tough to get past.
Yeah.
That said, this is the best shit if you're tired of Suicide Squad, if you're tired of isekais, because they're fucking tongue-in-cheek with it. They're like, we're here, we don't understand why, whatever. And it's like, and I'll say some of the interpretations, I particularly, Clayface is one of my favorite interpretations. Funny as shit. And then, yeah, I think Deadshot's interpretation is funny as shit, because usually Deadshot's super cool, calm, collected.
Yeah.
Leader-esque, all that kind of stuff. That's not to say isn't leader-esque occasionally here, but man, is he just like, I am here to be here. I think there's a couple of characters that kind of fall to the wayside. There's not much. So this is where I think there's a little bit of like, and I get it's King Shark, like the motherfucker should just be him. It's actually why. It's actually why I like the Harley Quinn like King Shark.
Oh, where it's around Funches.
Yeah, and it's just like, it doesn't make sense how it works, but it's funny. But like, it's hard to give that type of characterization when they don't have a lot of dialogue, and I get what they're going for there. And then Peacemaker is just the one I'm the most let me rephrase that. The most neutral on, because I'm with you on Harley Quinn. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool, Harley Quinn.
Peacemaker hasn't really done anything.
He hasn't
really.
done anything.
No.
He's gotten to the wayside there. He's Peacemaker to be there.
But yeah, and in the like world of Suicide Squad as a whole, like after James Gunn brought back Peacemaker, they've kind of been like, yeah, put Peacemaker in every iteration of the Suicide Squad, just because he can be Amanda Waller's lapdog, because he'll do anything for peace, so he'll follow orders.
Which is true.
Yeah.
I am kind of surprised that this came out when like all we hear about is WB cutting budgets, cutting animation, more reality shows. Like, I don't know how this happened, but I'm happy it did.
I also don't think it looks that bad.
No,
it looks pretty good.
It's fine. Serviceable.
So, on the note of looking bad, I had no interest in Demon Slayer, like, at all. You sold it to me as like, yeah, I don't know where it's going. Everyone that was watching it is like, this is just a really long training arc. In fact, one of the criticisms that everyone gave is like, that could have been a montage. Like, this whole season could have been a montage.
I personally don't agree, but yeah.
It could have been a movie.
Well,
I'll give
on that note, so I didn't give a fuck until I saw the animation from, oh shit, let me turn this off. The animation that they hit you with right at the end. I don't know. They're really good at doing fire. I guess that's all it needs to get me hooked.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. And then I jumped in and started watching it.
Dope as fuck too.
Bro, they spent like, they said we put budget in that shit.
I just wanted to ask, well, first of all, because you disagree on it could have been a montage, what is your standing on this season?
did what the fuck it's supposed to do. My problem with it wasn't my problem with the training arc wasn't that it was a season in of its. My problem with the training arc was that it was a season in of itself. They should have just paired this up with season 3.
Yeah.
That's my problem. The timing of it was a little weird. Like, it was just but this shit would need to be elaborated on because it's setting up for the fucking final arc. So this is where I think that Demon Slayer, like, the timing of seasons makes it difficult to justify this sort of action, if that makes sense. It is, like, I think it's important to build characters, like Elijah's saying. Like, I think overall, like, I think they did the best they could with what they got.
Yeah.
Also ends off. I mean, I've been hyping up a character the entire time, and it ends off with exactly what I wanted. No one knows what the fuck's going on, and I appreciate it. And they're like, "Why is that nigga so serious?" I'm like, "Yeah."
What do you mean? Inosuke's just there for a good time. Look at that.
Shut up.
He's there to have fun. Look at it.
This goes into God, Inosuke's not even close to my. I'll be honest with y'all. Inosuke's not even in my top 5 Demon Slayer characters. Like, I do not care for. I don't hate him. I don't dislike him.
There's no way he's not in your top 5.
No, he's not. I don't like. I really like, and I'll explain what the problem so. It'll get into it, and I don't want to spoil too much, but it gets into it next season. Demon Slayer's biggest flaw as a manga, its biggest flaw as any form of storytelling, is that a lot of shit is backfilled. You get characterization, you get backstory, you get to actually give a fuck about a lot of these characters. It's so backfilled. The thing that happens with my favorite character is also they just stack all this shit into this last arc, which makes it a very big and compelling last arc. But some characters suffer because of it, so it's very, very, very back. But but no, Nosuke doesn't do anything for me. Like, I'm happy, and I'm not saying every character has to have some level of development, but after a certain point, I want some from you, some level of deeper thought and insight. Some level of compelling conversation. If you're one of the main characters, that's all I mean. Like, if it were a side character, that's warranted. You're not a side character. You're one of the main 3. I'm supposed to give a fuck about you. And I end off the series That's not what I'm saying. Like, I would say where it's at right now, he was not, anywhere close. If I were to say, end off series, I'm like, okay, cool.
You know what's funny? I was like, there's no way you have 5 characters you like more than one of the main 3. And then I was like, oh yeah, Gun Guy.
No.
America breathing.
I have a clear number 1, and then it'd be kind of stretching for straws after that one. But to the point, I think that this is just a scheduling and a positioning thing that really screwed over this season, in the sense of, I think people were way too critical on it, but I also understand why they were critical of it. Like, I'm not against the fact they're like, hey, this feels like a long arc, but if they ended again, but if you think
it's
of it,
only 8 episodes.
Yeah, it's only 8 episodes.
Yeah.
But if you pair this up with season 3, which had, I think, 12 or 11 or whatever.
Well, there's one of them that they rehashed the movie, so they didn't. There was space.
I thought that's what they were gonna do with this season. Like, Mugen Train / entertainment district. I thought we were getting. Well, but also I didn't know we were going into the last arc already. Like, I didn't read ahead or nothing, so I don't know. I'm going in blind.
Infinity Train is the last arc. I mean, but they've kind of.
Infinity Castle.
Thank you. Not Infinity Train. That's a show. That's really good.
I will say, on the note of everybody complaining now that we've got to this point, this is giving me Attack on Titan vibes, where it's like, now we're getting 3 movies.
And I know I have the strongest complaint, but also, again, I have the context.
Yeah.
Do I think this could be 1 season? It'd be a longer season, but it could. Do I think they can put more bombastic shit into it because it's a movie? Also, yes. And they've done this before with the Fate series. I think it was Fate. Fuck, I don't know. No, one of the ones is like a 3-part movie, and it's actually
Unlimited Blade Works.
motherfucker. You're asking about Fate, and I'll dip my toes in bullshit. No, sorry, Fate fans are gonna kill me.
America Breathing definitely has unlimited ammo cheat code.
I would say with this, it will not. So it is enough content where it's 3 movies and it's rightfully deserved. I will be upfront with that. I don't think anyone will be shortchanged by these 3 movies.
Well, there's still 5 demons left, really.
Motherfucker.
And the last demon I know.
The majority of this story is in this arc. That's my problem. Okay, the majority of the story is in this arc, and it's really, really good. Like 95% of Infinity Castle is excellent. It's Demon Slayer at its finest. Fights are good. Stakes are good. And Demon Slayer's not afraid to pull punches. There are punches in this. But to that point, this creates a dilemma.
Like, do we know the timing of these movies? Like, am I waiting till like, let's see, it's 2024. Am I waiting until 2027, 2028 to figure out how this ends?
That's the delta.
That's the part where I'm worried.
That's the delta. How movies work here and how movies work in Japan are also just different. Like, not to say fucking the movie viewing experience. Actually, the movie viewing experience is different, but like you go to, but this feels, and depends on how they release it. Demon Slayer is big enough to where I think they'll do a universal release at the same time. They haven't announced it, but I'm pretty sure it'd be a smart move to release it internationally at the same fucking time.
Sony owns the Draft House now.
Oh yeah.
And so, Lord knows they're gonna do that. It's really going to depend on. This is tough. It's really going to depend on how they release it, because if there is a gap, like Haikyuu had a gap between Japan and American release, that's problematic. If they have a gap, that'll be very problematic, and also puts a whole wrench in all reactors. So hype generating for this also got a big clip in the wing as well. I don't think if the Demon Slayer movies are like hey, we have one in spring, we have one in fall.
Ain't no way it's coming out.
I know
like
that. But hypothetically, if we have one in spring, we have one in fall, we have one in fall.
Attack on Titan was actually rushing its development, and it still was. You'll get one in the fall. You'll get another episode next year.
Actually, hold on. Let me look. Because the Fate movies will give me a good... Oh, damn. What the fuck was I doing?
Well, Calamity actually brought up that it's Fate and Monogatari franchises are nightmares to navigate, is what...
Okay.
Yeah, they are.
Monogatari is a lot easier than you think. It's not... I'm kidding.
I can barely pronounce it, bro.
I'm not going to fight that fight. Yeah, okay. It's Heaven's Feel. Heaven's Feel 1. Heaven's Feel 2. Oh, yeah, we fucked. I'll let you know right now. Shit's fuck. These motherfuckers had 2-year gaps.
That's probably what we're going to get, bro, honestly.
Holy fuck. Okay. That's going to be bad. So, my thoughts. Okay, so again, I will still say the thought that if they release it yearly at this point, just fucking do yearly. Just don't do 2-year gaps. If they release it yearly, which won't happen because Demon Slayer... Demon Slayer Season 3 came out last year, right?
Yeah. That's why I was surprised this one came out so early, but then it was also like only 8 episodes. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess they can do that. But didn't it also split? Am I wrong? That it okay.
Demon Slayer Season 2 wasn't split.
Okay.
It wasn't a core. It feels like these between the last 2 seasons. This is tricky. The release schedule is going to make this out. The release schedule, and then the quickness to release on Crunchyroll, and then also the quickness to release in English. All 3 of those factors are going to really define how well these movies are. Mugen Train worked the way it did
They were, well,
because A, they weren't expecting it, and B,
Yeah.
because it was like a short arc to make that work.
but with season 2, they also put it in theaters, the first episode.
Yes, so they did the same thing with season 3 as well. They did.
Yeah.
I mean, they did the same thing with not season 2. They did the Entertainment District first episode, yes.
Yeah.
And then the last arc first episode, yes. And this arc first episode, yes.
Yeah.
So they did they've been doing that.
They have been able to turn them around quickly in terms of like putting it in theaters. So I'm cautiously optimistic that like having the English and in states, having it stateside will be quick. They'll be quick to put out all those movies like maybe a week apart or whatever. But yeah, that's still time that like
If we're going off Heaven's Feel, that's 6 years. And I will be real with you. I've said this before
I will just read at that point.
with the Demon Slayer fucking manga. It ain't 6 years worth of movie waiting like that. I mean, it's hard because the cinematography, like the anime is truly the best experience to experience Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is they'll come out of that first. I don't know how the first movie will end, but if it ends where I'm thinking it's ending, it's going to be really hard to hold people back from reading.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, it has to end without me knowing anything. It has to end at certain points where it's like, oh, they beat one of the big bads, and then they're setting up the other one, or maybe one of the heroes. Because I know they die. I've already got that spoiled on TikTok. I know 3 or 4 of them. But yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I don't like the release of 3 movies. At least give us one more season and then a movie.
That would have been the most preferred. I don't think anything should be broke. Okay, the reason Fate works is because who the fuck knows what's going on with Fate, all right?
They're all alternate timelines, aren't they?
And they do weird shit, and I don't know, man. I don't know how Fate works.
I kind of do, because it was a visual novel, and all the anime series and all the movies were just basically the different endings.
You're a better man
So
than
it's
me.
the different routes that you could take throughout the game to get an ending. But that also means that they happen in different timelines, because you can't get all the endings at the same time.
Being a Demon Slayer fan is an abusive relationship, just plain and simple. What I won't back down on is the timing and release of some of these seasons is rough. The gap can be rough. The best they've handled it is between these last 2. And I'm like, this is good. I also don't think you should end off on a movie cliffhanger and not give a time frame.
Yeah.
If it's like next year,
I didn't realize that they didn't. I just thought that I didn't pay attention. I was like, well.
or do we start this 2-year time gap to 2026? Which, did you just hear what I said? That means you've got this shit going till 2030 something. And I know why they did it. I mean, we all know why they did it. Mugen Train made a shit ton of, a shit ton of money. And they're going to run this back with an anime rendition, so it doesn't really fucking matter. I don't know, man. To execute, like, imagine if Attack on Titan did 3 movies. Niggas would have an aneurysm. Like, it's tough. It's tough to end off anything with 3 movies and not know, and just knowing how long anime production time takes. But the ones who are going to, but the thing that you don't have to worry about is, will it look good? Will it,
As a JJK Chainsaw Man fan, it could be worse. Well, I do get you on Chainsaw Man. That might not ever come back. But
No, it's getting
JJK...
movies.
Oh, it is getting movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chainsaw Man's getting a movie.
But JJK, you don't have to worry about that. That's a moneymaker.
I also don't think they're like JJK gets love, and actually Mappa is good about balancing act that. I think they did the right approach with their last movie. And I don't think they'll do a movie. I think we've been guaranteed. Like, I think they're doing season 3. I don't know where a good JJK movie would fit in again. The arcs are just not built for that. The next one, not the point. Chainsaw Man, that's a different conversation because I still think the anime adaptation is the best way to experience Chainsaw Man, and a lot of fans didn't like it because you're upset that your manga's trash, and no, I'm kidding, it's not trash, but you're upset that your manga is not as good as it is, and that the anime adaptation was fantastic.
I thought it was great. I don't know.
It's a whole thing. I have a bone to pick with Chainsaw Man because the manga is just good. It's just fine, and the anime adaptation was fine, like amazing. But to Demon Slayer's point, I think. Sorry, I've been rambling. It's a tricky thing, man. No.
Is that ahead of where you are right now?
No, it's not that. It's a Toei. I just there's bears I don't poke, and I don't poke Toei. Toei.
It's on TikTok. It's fine.
No, Toei will clap us up.
They did nuke anime reviewers' entire channel, like 500 videos taken down.
Damn.
Don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Toei don't give a fuck. That said, you know what? Fuck all the rest of the shit. Just watch One Piece. That's what you could be doing.
I will say that because I saw this clip, then I had a conversation with JJ. That One Piece seems like it's headed in a crazy direction. I have to catch up, and I have fun with where I'm going because I still haven't got to Don Flamingo.
Where are you?
Where am I, JJ?
I don't know. You're off Thriller Bark, are you?
Yeah.
He's going to Sabaody.
Oh, you're in an amazing place. You're in what I think One Piece's strongest streak is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like of just consistency for a while.
That is true. Those arcs are
like
real
it's
good.
like 4 or 5 arcs of just excellence.
I explained because Seabass tangentially likes One Piece. He doesn't watch it, but he was aware of a time skip, and he was like, "Why does Luffy have a big ass X on his chest now?"
I actually know the answer to that.
Yeah, I did too. Like when I got there, he was like, "All right, you have to tell me what happened to Luffy," and I was like, "My child." He sat there enthralled.
I that is one of the blessings that I'm super appreciative of. Just not getting. I'm never in the camp of getting spoiled on One Piece.
It is kind of funny though. Like if you just to get to where I am in One Piece, like it does remind you of like the Greek guy with one eye from 300, just being like, and then Luffy came out of a bucket and a barrel. Sorry, but yeah.
I watch One Piece. It's very, very good. Animation's very, very good, and Egghead Island is very, very good. Current arc.
I'm going there.
Motherfucker, where have you been? Are you now off 1-0?
Yeah.
Come get this good shit.
How many fucking clips did Sam download?
Back to Megalobox. I did see season 1, Calamity. I have not watched season 2, but I did enjoy season 1 a lot.
Just trying to find the outro music.
Also, Ranma's coming back.
I forgot about that one. Ranma is coming back. The champion of Mexican anime that got us all started when we were 5 years old.
I saw the Ranma 1/2 announcement, and I said, "Man, JJ's pants are wet."
Oh, I sent that to them. Sent it to him and Maggie
I was like,
immediately.
I was like, damn it. JJ's got no more socks in his closet.
El amor siempre va sin razón.
What was I gonna say? Maggie did complain really fast. It's like, where's this character?
Where's Ryoga? He's lost.
Also, yes, I'll watch Mega Blocks. Yeah. I'm just gonna actually catch up on Wand and Sword tonight because TJ sold it to me without even
I'm
trying.
gonna catch up on everything except Terra God. I'm gonna finish one season of that.
It's an easy watch. It's slow, so no. And then of course, like y'all guys are always like, if there's anything that catches the eye, let me know so I can also watch it as well. I watch it. I try and watch everything, but like if there's anything that's like, hey TJ, we should watch this, let me know.
And also, you guys out there in the Discord, you can drop
We have a
things for us to watch as well. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Freeze off written.
Y'all good. You have to forgive me. Is Tower of God worth finishing? I got watched 5 episodes and got super bored.